Township of Edison Zoning Board of Adjustment, regular meeting of October 14th, 2025 is now in session. Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975 has been provided by the annual notice published in the Home News and Tribune on December 13th, 2024, has been posted in the main lobby of the municipal complex on December 18th, 2024. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
Mr. Carley? Here. Mr. Vigno? Ms. Shaw?
Here.
Mr. Ayotte?
Here.
Mr. Johnny?
Here.
Mr. Chabra?
Here.
Mr. Cerrito?
Here.
Mr. Patel?
Here.
Mr. Schneider?
Here.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Here.
And Chairman Kumba.
Here.
Thank you.
Madam Secretary, minutes for consideration.
Minutes of September 30th, 2025 for approval.
What's the board's pleasure?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Chabra, seconded by Mr. Patel. Roll call, please.
Mr. Johnny?
Yes for the motion.
Mr. Cerrito?
Yes, the motion.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes to the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes on the motion.
And Chairman Kumba.
Yes on the motion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a regular meeting of the Township of Edison Zoning Board of Adjustment. The board is composed of Edison Township residents appointed by the municipal council who volunteer their time and service to the board. The municipal land use law requires that members successfully complete a land use training course administered by the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs. This board also holds in-house training conducted by our board professionals. The zoning board abides by the provision of the municipal land use law in addition to our board's bylaws. The zoning board is a quasi-judicial land use board which differs from the township planning board. Under the municipal land use law, board members are required to be impartial and are not allowed to discuss any case prior to being considered at a hearing. All applicants will have the opportunity to present their case before the board, along with the opportunity for board members and board professionals to question the applicant and their witnesses. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation of their case, the case will open to the public. Residents within 200 feet of the subject's site will be heard, followed by residents from outside of 200 feet. All residents will be sworn in. They'll provide their name and address, and they'll be given 6 minutes to comment on the application being considered without the opportunity for a rebuttal. Residents may ask questions of the applicant's professionals, and board professionals. The board requests that these questions are asked prior to any commentary being made on the application. Once commentary begins, the resident's timer will begin. The applicant will be allowed the opportunity for cross-examination of their witnesses. Under the law, this chair is allowed to stop any commentary which is repetitive or an attempt to filibuster the board. Further, the chair is allowed to stop any commentary that is irrelevant to the case or prohibited from the board's consideration. Once public portion is closed, all public comments are ended unless new testimony is presented by the applicant. Following the closure of the public portion, the applicant will have the right of summation on their application. Following summation, the case will go to the board for a decision. This procedure has been followed by the board and is similar to the procedures followed by boards of adjustment statewide. The municipal land use law requires the board to engage in a balancing act and is not required to strictly apply township ordinances, zoning plan, or master plan. As a board of adjustment, variances are granted when appropriately necessary, following all legal considerations. As has been the case with prior boards, this board will see where we are at if we are still in session around 10:30 p.m., given to set how long we would continue. I ask that all applicants, professionals, and residents show respect to each other and be civil throughout all proceedings. I ask that you withhold applause, booing, or interrupting anyone while they are speaking. The chair will not tolerate any outbursts by applicants, professionals, or the public. Further, since most cases are being recorded by a court reporter, I ask that speakers do not speak over one another. First matter on the agenda is closed session. Madam Secretary, if you just read the closed session.
This is for pending litigation on Care 1, case matter Z46, 2017.
Can I get a motion to go into closed session?
Motion to move to closed session?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schneider, second by Vice Chairman O'Gorman. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The board will adjourn to closed session. We should not be long, folks. Can I get a motion to return to public session?
Motion to return to public session?
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schneider, second by Mr. Patel. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The board return to public session. Madam Secretary, first case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z33, 2024, Asian Fresh of Edison LLC at 1829 to 1837 Lincoln Highway, carried here for a vote only.
Good evening, Mr. Hillman.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good. David Himmelman for the applicant, Asian Fresh of Edison LLC, and I understand, Mr. Chairman, that this is a vote only at this time.
Okay, all right. So you did your summation, you're good? We wrapped up?
Yep, we
Okay.
wrapped up, did our summations.
All right, so I'll go to the board for any discussion or motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Vice Chairman?
I'd like to make a motion to approve this based on met the positive and negative and positive criteria, and that any items that we discussed and agreed to in reference to the exit signs on no left turn, there's going to be 2, and that you comply with the engineering and planners reports.
I'm also going to add, just for the record, that which had been testified to and agreed to, refuse pickup will occur between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. The delivery will be between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. There will be no trailers. Also, the applicant will agree to include signage that all parking is just for that parking center only. And that's it. Okay, so motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chairman Gorman, seconded by Mr. Patel. Roll call, please.
Mr. Johnny?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Cerrito?
Yes on the motion.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes on the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes on the motion.
And Chairman Kumba.
I vote yes on the motion, but I would just also add, I know that there were some interested residents when this went to the public portion. My recommendation would be for you to go to council so as to petition them to the parking within the area where it's restricted to residents only, where it's only during weekdays. My recommendation would be to have the council, have your neighborhood be changed to resident-only parking 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not something that this board has the authority to do, but it's within council authority. And I vote yes. This application is unanimously approved. Congratulations.
Chairman, thank you, members of the board. I want to thank you for your diligent review of this, and also your professionals, your board planner and engineer. And again, on behalf of the applicant, we will gladly move forward with this application and apply with, and of course, adhere to all resolution compliance, and have a good night.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z22, 2025, Naneshwar Swanti at 17 Churchill Road. Applicant is seeking bulk variances to construct in addition to the existing single-family dwelling. The following standards have not been met. Max building coverage required is 20%, proposed is 22.39%. Affected property is located in the RBB zone, designated as block number 490.13, lot number 27 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Good evening.
Okay, so I'm
Good evening,
gonna,
Chairman.
sir, I'm gonna have you raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Raise your, do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And if you could pull that microphone close to you and tell me what your name is. Pull it a lot closer than that.
Yeah. Yeah. My name is Naneshwar Sawant.
And are you the only person testifying tonight?
No, joining me are my daughter Ashwini Sawant and my architect Malati Anantakrishnan.
Okay, is everybody testifying? Okay, would you raise your right hand, and would you also raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, state your name first, pull that microphone in close.
Hi, my name is Ashwini Sawant.
I'm sorry, could you spell that?
A, S like Sam, H, V like Victor, I, N like Nancy, I. And then Sawant is the same as my dad.
And if you could, thank you.
Hi, Malati Anantakrishnan, registered architect in New Jersey and New York. Do you want me to qualify now or later?
Yeah, we'll qualify you now, just get it over with. Okay, so if you just please provide the board with a summary of your background and qualifications.
I have a bachelor's in architecture and a master's in urban planning from Virginia Tech. I'm a registered architect in New Jersey since 2022 with my own practice since 2025. I'm sorry, 2002 and 2005. I have testified in front of a number of boards, including this board, prior to COVID. I sit on the planning board in my town and was on the zoning board for 5 years prior to that.
And your license are current and good standing?
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll accept you.
Okay. We are here for a variance on our house to build a small extension for a bedroom and a full bath on the first floor. I have lived in this house since 1987. I would like to age in place and stay in the same neighborhood that I have lived in for the last 40 years. Yeah. If you have any questions, then Malti will provide you all the detailed information about the construction.
Okay. Would it be easier if you sat down? There's the court reporter's chairs at the edge of the table if you want to go.
I wanted to go to
Okay,
the,
that works.
Right, yeah. I have one exhibit, A1,
Okay, if you could just hand it to the secretary, please.
3 photographs that were taken by the homeowner yesterday.
You may proceed.
Good evening. As Mr. Sawant explained, he has lived in this home for 38 years with, and presently it's him and his wife. They would like to age in place out here. So we are proposing a single bedroom addition on the first floor with a fully handicapped bathroom so that as needs arise, medical needs arise, they will be prepared for that. The addition is right behind the existing 2-car garage. This is a traditional colonial built in 1987 with living dining, a center hall colonial, so living dining on either side, a family room and kitchen in the rear. There is an existing laundry room and powder room right behind the 2-car garage. We'd like to fill out the space behind that for a handicapped accessible bathroom and a bedroom with a walk-in closet. Where we came up with a requirement for a variance is only in the maximum building coverage. The existing house on the ground floor is 1738 square feet with a garage of 500 square feet. And the addition is 413 square feet. I tried to keep it to the minimum sizes possible to accommodate 5-foot turning radius for the bathroom and the bedroom. So the total building coverage became 2,238 where a little less than 2,000 square feet is allowed. So we are at 22.39%, while 20% is the allowed variance. We're not looking for any variance on any setbacks or maximum impervious coverage. It is strictly only for building coverage, and it's a need that they have at this stage in life. That's all I have to say.
Okay. Is there any questions? Board have any questions for Ms. Aneth and Christian? Good. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Sir, do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to add to the case, ma'am?
No.
No? Okay, all right. So we will now go out to the public. Anyone within 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard? If you're within 200 feet of subject site, you received a notice via certified mail. Anyone outside of 200 feet wanting to be heard? Can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chairman Gorman, second by Mr. Schneider. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Public portion is now closed, and I'll go to the board.
Mr. Chairman?
Vice Chairman.
I'd like to make a motion to approve this application. It's a de minimis requirement, variation. There's no opposition from the public. It'll improve the area, and it meets the positive and negative criteria of the law.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chairman O'Gorman, second by Mr. Patel. Roll call, please.
Mr. Johnny?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Cerrito?
Yes on the motion.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes on the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes on the motion.
And Chairman Gamba?
Yes on the motion. Congratulations, unanimously approved.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank
and
you very
appreciate
much.
it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda, please.
Case number amended Z38 2023, Shinoy Construction at 12 Moisey Place. Applicant is seeking a D use variance for a technical error of the previous approved FAR of .48. Standards have not been met in accordance with the master plan. Maximum floor area required is .30, proposed is .52. Affected property is located in the LB zone, designated as block number 430, lot number 18.01 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Good evening, Mr. Shire.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Bernard Shire, firm of Convery, and Shire. I'm representing the applicant in this matter. The property in question is 12 Moisey Place, block 430, lot 18.01 in the LB zone. Presently, the property is vacant. The proposal is for a 3-unit triplex residential structure for 3 one-bedroom apartments. The variance being sought is really an amendment of a prior granted variance of .48 FAR. The actual number should be .52. Have Mr. John DuPont, licensed engineer and planner of the state of New Jersey, to testify this evening to explain exactly what we're doing. There was a prior, as I said, there was a prior approval granted by this board for the FAR violation. However, it was erroneous due to several reasons, and Mr. DuPont can explain it.
Ms. DuPont, you'll be sworn first.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your name for the record.
John P. DuPont.
Mr. DuPont, you've appeared before this board prior. If you just please provide us with a summary of your background qualifications.
I have a Bachelor's of Science in Civil Engineering from University of Hartford. I am a licensed professional engineer in the state of New Jersey. I'm also a licensed professional planner in the state of New Jersey by examination. Been serving as the Borough of Carteret Planning Zoning Board engineer for the past 28 years. Been in front of this board numerous times.
And your license are current in good standing?
They are.
We'll accept you. You may proceed. You will accept you as a engineer and planner.
Mr. DuPont, you've been retained by the applicant in this matter for your engineering and planning review.
That is correct.
Could you please describe the location of the property and its present condition?
Right, so I think the board's familiar with the property, but just briefly, this is 12 Moisey Place. It is block 430, lot 1801. It's 0.19 acres. Property is currently vacant. There's been an application for this board for 2 prior applications. One was an office building for a contractor building, and was approved and didn't get built. The most recent one was for 3 residential units attached, all 1 bedrooms. That was approved. So it was 3 units, all 1 bedroom, all with garages, with basements, and that was the approved one. And on that's where we have the problem. When we got approved from the board and we had the final resolution approval packages we were putting together, as we were going through the detail on the submitted site plans, it said 0.48 was the FAR. On the architectural plan, it showed 0.517 or 0.52. It's the exact same building. The building is not changing. The footprint's not changing. The size is not changing. It was an error on the engineering plan that we should have showed the 0.52. So the only thing tonight that's really changing is that number. Still keeping the basements, still keeping the garages. There's no grading changes, there's no drainage changes. Nothing else will change. It was simply cleaning up that basically typo. Everything else will stay exactly the same with the project.
Does the board have any questions for Mr. Dupont?
Mr. Chairman?
Vice Chairman?
So it's still going to remain a 1-bedroom, the office is going to be an office, and the basement is going to be non-habitable?
Yeah, unfinished, absolutely unfinished basement. Exact same building, unfinished basement, yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
That is the applicant's case, Mr. Chairman. It's simply an application to correct I guess what could be called a typo.
Yeah, I hope we got a new typewriter. Okay, all right, so we'll now go out to the public. Anyone within 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard? If you're within 200 feet of subject site, you received the notice via certified mail. Anyone outside 200 feet of subject site? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close public portion.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chairman O'Gorman, second by Mr. Schneider. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Public portion is now closed. Mr. Schreier, do you have any summation?
No, this is a rather simple application compared to most of them. It's essentially to correct an error that was made in the presentation of the original plan and testimony.
Great. All right, so we'll go to the board.
Mr. Chairman?
Vice Chairman?
Make a motion to approve. This application is to correct an error from the approved application prior. It's still going to remain 1 bedroom. There's going to be an office that's not going to be habitable, and also a basement. There's no opposition from the public, and it meets the positive and negative criteria of the law.
Second.
Motion made by Vice Chairman O'Gorman, seconded by Mr. Cerrito. Roll call, please.
Mr. Johnny?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Cerrito?
Yes on the motion.
Mr. Chabra?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes on the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes on the motion.
And Chairman Kamba?
Yes on the motion. Congratulations, unanimous approval. Get it built. I don't want to see you again. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a 2-minute recess just to let the next case set up. All right, the board will return to session. Madam Secretary, next case on the agenda, please.
Case number Z8 2025, Sacred Foundation at 3880 Park Ave. Applicant is seeking a use variance to utilize 2,800 square feet of the 65,000 square foot building and will share a parking lot with the building for use of house of worship and gathering. Standards have not been met in accordance with the master plan. A place of worship is not a permitted use in this zone. Affected property is located in the RI zone, designated as block number 593, lot number 1.35 on the Edison Township tax map. All noticing paperwork is in order.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Prasad.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, members of the board. David Prasad for the applicant Sacred Foundation, a New Jersey nonprofit and a religious organization. As mentioned, we are seeking a use variance tonight to permit a religious house of worship in the RI restricted industrial zone. The application or the site is block 593, lot 1.35, designated as 3880 Park Avenue. This is a continuation hearing from August 26, 2025. As mentioned, we are seeking a religious use variance. We anticipate about 40 to 50 congregants per day spread out through the entire day, and each congregant will be staying for approximately 15 minutes per visit. We understand that there is some concern from the neighboring community about traffic and other uses, but I would like to just reiterate that this is a very small religious temple going into a quite large of a building. At the last hearing, our applicant's traffic engineer and a professional planner were able to testify. Both are here tonight, available for additional questioning or additional testimony as needed. To address the testimony in the past, the applicant was in fact willing to limit all egress and ingress to one exit only. But in review of the safety memo provided by Sergeant Winters from the Edison Police Department, we have concluded that it is quite, in fact, safer to use the Park Gate Drive as an exit only. That is a recommendation from your traffic safety coordinator, and we anticipate that that would be better off for the township as a whole. That being said, I only have Mr. John Ray here tonight to address the last statement that I just made about using Park Gate Drive as a egress only, no ingress. And if the board could swear in Mr. Ray, he would testify to that.
Solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name for the record.
John Ray, R-E-A.
And Mr. Ray, you were qualified in the last hearing. Just only question, license still current and good standing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll accept you.
Mr. Ray, if you can please give the board the benefit of your study and using the Park Gate Drive as an egress only.
Sure. Well, I did testify at the last meeting, and originally our plan was to use the unsignalized access to Park Avenue for all of our ingress and egress movements. That was an attempt by my client to just satisfy the concerns of the Park Gate Condominium Association. However, after reviewing the Edison Police report that recommended that we use Park Gate Drive for an exit only to gain access to the signal at Park Avenue and Park Gate Drive, I quite frankly agree with Sergeant Winters that that would provide a safer means of accessing northbound Park Avenue for people making a left turn coming out of the site to go north on Park Avenue or to go straight across onto Stephenville Parkway. To put the impact in perspective from a traffic generation point of view, during the highest peak hour at the intersection of Park Avenue and Stephenville Parkway, which is 4:45 to 5:45 in the afternoon, there are over 2,000 cars going through the intersection. We actually counted 2,015 cars going through the intersection. We are going to add 6 cars to the intersection during that peak hour, approximately 6 cars, and that's under what I would consider a worst-case scenario, one in which the traffic generation during that peak hour is actually doubled from what the average would be during the course of the day, with the temple being open 12 hours during the course of the day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and with a maximum of 50 congregants using the temple during that 12-hour period. I doubled that traffic during the peak hour, and still, if we do that, we will have 6 cars exiting the Park Gate Drive during the afternoon peak hour, during that heaviest peak hour at the intersection, and that would represent an increase of 0.3% of the traffic volume at the intersection. It will have an imperceptible impact. It will not be significant in any way, shape, or form. No one would even know that it's happening. We're talking about one car roughly every 10 minutes going through the intersection.
I have no further questions for Mr. Ray if the board has any questions.
Board have any questions for Mr. Ray?
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Chhabra.
Mr. Ray, so you said 6 cars are added during peak time from this temple that's being implemented. What about the rest of the building? What's the traffic there?
Right, there is one tenant in the building. They currently are using the Park Avenue, the unsignalized access to Park Avenue. They may also be using Park Gate Drive, I'm not sure. There's one small tenant that's in the building, and in order to do my traffic study, I did account for the untenanted space within the building, which I assumed could eventually be utilized as warehouse space. I included that in my traffic analysis.
What's the other tenant that's there currently occupying the spaces?
My client would have, I think it's some kind of a lab.
Okay,
A company that does laboratory work.
got it. And what's the traffic? You said, well, how many cars for that one?
I counted 10 cars in the parking lot during my visit, and looking at the existing volumes going out to Park Avenue from that use. Let me just take a look at the existing volumes. Looking at 5 cars exiting during the morning peak hour and 15 cars exiting during the afternoon peak hour.
And how much of the building is still unoccupied?
2,800 square feet for us. I'm not sure exactly what the other tenant is taking, but I would say approximately a good 50 to 55,000 square feet is still untenanted.
Okay, so my concern is that the 6 cars are being added for the 4% that you guys are occupying, and there's another 96 in question, right?
Okay.
So we'd like to get a better understanding of what the other use is going to be and what's the generation of traffic there.
Well, I did generate traffic for the balance of the warehouse space using the Institute of Transportation Engineers trip generation manual for warehouse space, and it will be warehouse space. The office space on the second floor will be ancillary to the warehouse. It's my understanding that the ground floor of the building, which is, I believe, 49,000 square feet. Give me a second. It's over 49,000 square feet on the ground floor. It's got a very high ceiling. It is warehouse space. And so I used the warehouse land use code from the ITE in order to generate traffic for the balance of the building, and that is included in my traffic analysis.
Okay, so you're saying like roughly 10,000 square feet is office, the rest 55,000 is warehouse. Is that the distribution?
Yes. A little bit more than 10,000 square feet of office.
Okay, all right, thank you for the clarification.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Ray?
Mr. Chairman?
Vice Chairman?
So the unoccupied approximately 55,000 square feet, is there any loading docks in there?
There are loading docks at the rear of the building, if I'm not mistaken. There's a loading zone at the rear of the building.
Loading zone, meaning there's a loading dock with that the tractor trailer comes in and out?
It's not a dock, it's a crosshatched loading zone, and it looks like the whole parking lot and the layout and everything has been designed for a truck no bigger than a single unit SU-30 truck, not a tractor trailer.
Did your traffic study include the trucks coming in and out for the safety of the?
Yes, sir. That's in the warehouse trip generation for the IT, with the IT.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Ray, with regard to the Vice Chairman's question, so the parking for the temple, I believe there's parking within the back of the property, in the rear of the property?
Yes.
Okay. So is there envisioning any crosswalks? Because it's just my concern that if there's trucks coming in making deliveries and there's pedestrians coming back and forth, I just don't want there to be an issue.
Okay, it looks like where the parking will be located for the temple will be in an area where there is a loading zone at the southwest corner of the building, and it's pretty far removed from where the people will park for the temple.
Okay. So we're not going to have any issue with trucks and pedestrians, correct?
I do not believe so, no.
Okay, all right. Does the board have any other questions, Mr. Ray?
Yes, please. I have a couple of questions about food preparations. Is there a kitchen in the temple?
I can't answer that question, but my attorney is saying no. I think somebody
Do you-
testified to that at the last meeting.
Do you sell prepared foods from the temple?
No.
Anyone is going to stay over in the temple?
No.
Thank you.
Mr. Bignell?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can you hear me? I just have a couple of quick questions. First, will there be any overflow parking issues? If there's any holidays or large gatherings, will it have any large gatherings or?
My understanding, and I think it was testified to at the last meeting, is that they will not hold services on high holy days at this location. It will be off-site.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bignell. Any other questions? Okay, all right, thank you very much.
I have no further witnesses for this.
Okay, all right, so we do have an issue that was presented at the end of the last hearing. Mr. Kress, if you can approach. So, Mr. Kress, in the last hearing, you had presented a copy of the agreement between Parkgate and Specs Industries, who was the property owner at that time. So we wanted to just give you, the board has reviewed it, wanted to give you an opportunity to speak to it.
Certainly, yes. As the applicant pointed out, the traffic study indicated that it would be safer to use the Parkgate Drive as an egress point for the lot. As I explained during the last hearing, according to the agreement between the property owner and the association, the applicant would not be legally permitted to use that exit as an egress point for this property. It is strictly limited to the owner of the building and its invitees and guests, which the owner is not even actually occupying the building. They're now starting to subdivide and sublease it out. So as I pointed out at the last hearing, the association objects to this proposed use, at least to the extent they attempt to use that egress point. And the association is currently contemplating litigation to get an order enjoining that conduct.
Okay, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Okay, Mr. Prasad?
I did submit a memo to the zoning board for review, describing what the agreement, the 1982 agreement between the prior owners.
Mr. Prasad, I'm going to stop you 1 second. Did you provide a copy to Mr. Kress?
I think we did we not?
No.
My office was supposed to provide a copy. I have copies here.
If you can please just do so. Then, Mr. Kress, if you want to take a moment to review, we're happy to do that.
In short, while Mr. Kress does get a chance to review this memo, the agreement states that Park, being the Park Association, its successors and assigns are allowed to use the Parkgate Drive access point. Additionally, Specs, the prior owner of 3880 Park Avenue, its successors and assigns are allowed to use the access point. The only limitation that we see in that agreement is that Specs itself, the prior owner of the property, agreed to limit truck traffic, non-executive employee, non-administrative employee, non-business employee, non-guests, non-invitees. I would like to clarify, as Mr. Kress was saying, that we are not allowed to use this legally. We are a tenant of that building. We hold the same rights as the landlord, essentially. We are allowed to use it. It's quiet enjoyment, free enjoyment of the property. It is for business purposes. They have a lease agreement. It is technically an assignment of a portion of that property to our tenants or our applicant as a tenant of that building. So utilizing that driveway, it would almost be the same as no other tenant in that building allowed to utilize that driveway. Simply, it does not make sense. We don't agree with that interpretation of the agreement. And like Mr. Ray said, it is a very minimal amount of traffic that we would be contributing to this.
Mr. Kress?
Simply, the argument is just not logical. The owner of the building has the right to use this assignment. They bought it. It doesn't permit him to subdivide that right out to as many tenants as he can possibly fit into that building. And this license agreement is only for the executive staff of that entity. It's not for all of the employees of that entity. It actually carves out in paragraph 3 that anyone other than the executive staff have to use the southernmost entrance. So I don't see how it's logical to say that the landlord can subdivide his rights to access the property from this easement and then infinitely assign it to whomever he chooses, when the agreement itself quite clearly indicates it's only meant for the executive staff of the property owner. So the property owner, and as the board raised and the professionals raised, asked to cordon off and put a barrier at the entrance point at Park Gate Drive, and the landlord, the owner, refused to do that. So if the landlord had signed its rights under this agreement to the applicant who said they were willing to do that would have had the authority and power to do that, and he indicated he did not. So then he doesn't have a full assignment of these rights. So simply put, they just don't have the right to do it. And I know this is a kind of an odd way to present this issue, because the association's dispute is with the property owner and not particularly with the applicant. So the association will have to take its argument up with the applicant. We're just pointing this out here, that if the approval is being granted based on the right that they're representing they have here, I don't think that's correct. And if they lose that right, they will not be able to use it. So if that becomes an issue for the approval, it would therefore undermine the approval. So that's the point I'm trying to raise. So I don't understand. Again, I only skimmed the argument. I was not provided with this beforehand, but that's why we didn't present this argument as a written argument to the board, because again, our dispute is with the property owner.
And if I may, he's absolutely right. This is a dispute between two property owners. It is not subject to this application in front of this board. This agreement stands. I do think that our interpretation that the applicant as a tenant of the building is a successor. It is an assign. It is an invitee for purposes of conducting business. It is a lease agreement, and the tenant, if Mr. Kress is saying the landlord did not assign its full property rights to the tenant, no landlord does. They still control the property. So in that sense, the tenant will have to get confirmation or approval from a landlord to install a gate to prohibit access. But we don't think that is necessary. As we said, we don't think we're contributing that much traffic or that much interference to the Parkgate community. And this is an agreement between two property owners. And I think that the tenant is a entity that is allowed to use this driveway and is allowed to continue using the driveway, and whoever else is a tenant in that building should be able to use this driveway.
Mr. Kress?
He's
Okay.
responding to
Ms.
my-
Shaw, you would like to use your Esquire and weigh in?
So I will weigh in. The reason we asked for the agreement and for the board to review it is the board was contemplating certain restrictions that may have been of an ameliorative nature in order to address potential traffic concerns. And one of those concerns were raised was whether or not Parkgate could be accessed or not accessed. And to the extent a resolution is going to discuss the ingress egress by the applicant, this is a relevant document for the board to have reviewed. Having reviewed it, I disagree that it is not a restrictive easement. It is a reciprocal easement. In fact, it says so. I believe it very clearly sets forth that it's to successors and assigns, not just to specs, but also to Parkgate. The language is reciprocal in both sections. It is not unique or different. To say that, it seems bizarre to say that you have a warehouse on one property and the use is restricted simply to an owner, because that's not what it says and that's not what's recorded. But I agree with both attorneys that this is a contractual agreement between Parkgate and Specs, and therefore it is a contractual issue that the board does not need to concern itself with. I think the board can decide the application and decide the merits of the application, and someone with a black robe will, I'm sure, make a decision for all of you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Prasad. One question I saw a note was that the applicant would submit a lighting analysis for the site. I know we did have a copy of the lighting analysis.
Yes, we did submit that.
Okay, is this something, did the board review, is something would you like to present? I can see if the board has any questions. I see Mr. DuPont is present.
Mr. DuPont is present if the board does have any questions. However, in short, I can say that he had submitted a conforming lighting plan.
Okay, does the board have any questions for Mr. DuPont with regard to the lighting plan? Seeing none? Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, so Mr. Kresser, your portion is done, you're good? Yes. Okay, all right. Mr. Puglisi, I saw you hiding out somewhere. Come on up, come on up, come on up.
Thank you, Chair. Fred Puglisi, 2163 Oak Tree Road, on behalf of 3900 Park Avenue Office Condominium Associates. I represent the property owner immediately to the south of the building that we're in question, and not only immediately to the south, but also where the south part of the building is where their tenancy will be, and will also be where the entrance to the building is. And if there, as I stated last time, not to be repetitive, but when there is an overflow, their goers will be parking in the nearest available spots, which will be my client's property. And if the board would be considering this application and granting it, I would just ask as part of the condition that a fence be placed from an existing chain link fence that currently exists at the property to the Park Avenue right-of-way to prevent people from crossing over and parking in my client's property to use the facility discussed here today.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Puglisi.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're good? All right, thank you so much. All right.
As I mentioned at the last hearing, we are simply a tenant. We do not have the rights to install a fence on the property. We will have discussions with the landlord if that's possible. We tried to talk to him about a fence and a gate. Both things were denied previously. But just to clarify, and maybe to answer a question of Mr. Puglisi, the parking for the congregation and the entrance is not on the south side of the property. The parking and the entrance is on the west side of the property, which is the rear property line. On the plan that we submitted, and certain portions will be in the center, but closer to the western side. On the plans that we submitted, we have the reserved parking spaces as Mr. Bignell requested. So it is not on the south side. The entrance is also not on the south side. So I don't think that there's any concern that our congregants will be parking at the neighboring property line or in the neighboring property at all. And also, we have a very limited amount of congregants, and there's substantial parking on the site to allow for that.
Okay, all right. Do you have anything else to add, Mr. Prasad, before we go to the public?
That's all.
Okay, all right, so we'll now go out to the public. We will begin with those within 200 feet of subject site. If you're within 200 feet of subject site, you received a notice via certified mail. This goes for any member of the public that is looking to speak. This was covered in the opening, but I'll just reiterate. So each member of the public will have 6 minutes to address the board. You may ask questions of the applicant or the applicant's professionals. If you do so, we ask that your questions be made prior to any commentary. Once your commentary begins, your timer will begin. If you ask, for example, if you ask a question and the professional answers and you say, well, I don't agree with that, you just gave commentary, your timer will begin. We give some leeway, but we're not going to be here all night. So that being said, anyone within 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard, please approach.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you
I do.
God? Sir?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Would you state your full name and provide your address?
My name is Nick Vezard. I'm the resident of 45 Parkgate Drive. I live within 200 feet from the proposed site, and I was notified by mail. All Parkgate residents should really be notified, since they all have to enter or exit through that same and only traffic light. First, I'd like to point out the discrepancies between the applicant's testimony last time during the last meeting and the information found on their website. The applicant stated that the house of worship doesn't have a large following and organizes only 1 to 2 events per year. However, their website shows 600 members, and that's before they moved to Edison. The website also mentions about over 25 events organized during the last 2 years. That's 2 events per month, not per year. The number of members and events are clearly understated in the proposal. Per the expert, 6 cars added per hour exiting. That's not based on real numbers, obviously. Also, the expert talked about exiting traffic. I'll be focusing on incoming traffic, which is a bigger issue. During the last meeting, we heard from the applicant's traffic expert that the police report does not approve entering the site from Parkgate Drive. So the applicant will only use the south entrance, including the left turn from Park Avenue into the parking lot. Guess what? That traffic expert didn't notice that there is a double yellow line on Park Avenue in front of the south entrance. It prohibits the left turn by traffic laws. Just yesterday, I faced a Tesla stopped on Park Avenue North, waiting to turn left into the south entrance across the double line with lots of traffic backed up behind it. Because traffic was non-stop both ways, that car abruptly cut in front of me to make it into the parking lot. Every additional car accessing the house of worship going into this lot will create a traffic jam before the light, something the traffic expert chose to ignore. And when the applicant states that they will use only the south entrance, they are either planning to break the traffic rules by crossing the double line or simply planning to use our north entrance from Parkgate Drive, something they promised not to do and are told by the police not to do. So what's going to stop them if there is no one-way gate, which the owner doesn't agree with? Both of these options are illegal and unacceptable. They will create enormous traffic overflow by the south entrance and by the light. It means dangerous traffic conditions. I experienced this firsthand when exiting my community on Parkgate Drive 2 months ago. I nearly avoided a head-on collision with a van heading the wrong way into north entrance. That's the third option to get into the parking lot. 3 more Parkgate residents reported that they experienced the same, 2 driving and 1 walking. So recklessly breaking traffic laws by ignoring the wrong way signs will lead to tragic accident. The chance of this happening will exponentially increase when traffic and these illegal turns increase. It's logical. And the site is no longer just light industrial zoning. As a long-term Parkgate resident, I'm asking you to protect the safety of our community, more than 500 people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next person within 200 feet of subject site want to be heard, please approach.
Preside at 3881 Park Avenue. My name's
Excuse me 1 second, sir.
Mr. Ray would like to respond to that member of the public if possible.
Sure, Mr. Ray.
In spite of the fact that I do take issue with the gentleman's conclusion that there are going to be all sorts of significant traffic impacts, the single most important thing he said, which is incorrect, is that a double yellow line restricts left turns from being made into the property. Not the case. A double yellow line just signifies a no passing zone in 2 directions on Park Avenue. It's legal to make a left turn across a double yellow.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Full name and your address, please.
Scott Way, 3881 Park Avenue.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, if you could just bring the microphone, look like I just want to be, just so the court reporter can hear
The
you.
name again. Yes, could you
Excuse-
please, the reporter is taking down all the information, so I would ask that you please speak loudly and clearly so she can take it down slow enough so
Okay.
we can make sure we
I did it twice already. Scott Way, 3881 Park Avenue, Edison, New Jersey. I live directly across the street from Hariba, which moved out. I'm a lifetime resident of Edison. I recognize the respect and the important role of house of worship play in our community. However, after careful review, I am unable to support the variance request for this proposed location on Park Avenue. My decision is based on specific zoning considerations, including traffic congestion, parking limitations, land use capability, and neighborhood density. The goal is to ensure that all development aligns with the town's variance, which is zoned for the industrial, not the house of worship. The traffic on Park Avenue is unbearable at times. The noise all night from the cars speeding down Park Avenue and Stephenville Parkway, loud engines, the radios actually shaking the house with the can't even watch your TV at night. Freaking radios are so loud. Even with that, you can't even hear the TV in the house. Not only that, the traffic is so bad that the residents on Park Avenue are having issues getting in and out of their driveways as well as Park Gate. We are, as Park Avenue community do not need more traffic or noise in our community. The lighting is another problem. The lights on the building are as bright as a football stadium. This has been a major issue. We have been dealing with this, and it's unacceptable to have to deal with this at all. I mean, they shine right in I can mow the grass in the middle of the night. That's how bright it is. And then you got garbage that comes from the building, on occasion, unacceptably also. They unwrap pallets and leave the garbage in the parking lot, blows over their neighbors' yards and down Park Avenue. And with that being said, there is tractor trailers going in and out of that property. I live directly across the street. I see it every day. We as neighbors never had any issues with the Hariba, which was a company in the facility before the new owners. It's a shame that the quality of life is decreased so much on Park Avenue and continues. I have pictures to show you of traffic on Park Ave. If you guys want to see them, the secretary wants to pick them up.
Do you have sufficient copies to show the applicant's attorney?
I have one copy each. I'm not going to use all my printing for this. If you want me to make more copies, I'll be glad to make copies and send them out.
Okay.
I
Would you
also
mind if
got
Mr.
copies of the lighting. I also have copies of people driving down the opposite side of the road.
Sir, hang on one moment, because the applicant's attorney has to take a look at the photographs, so if you want to present them.
Okay.
And
And
we'll pause your timer. So if
the
you
other
just want,
thing is there's garbage thrown all over the place.
so
And also the accidents on Park Avenue. Accidents on Park Avenue have increased over the last 2 years. Recently, you had a car go right underneath a bus with 50 kids on it. Nobody knew what to do. Driver couldn't even speak English. That was one thing. Then you got a car that flipped over on Park Avenue. That was about a month, 2 months ago. You have another person that stole a car from Menlo Park, ended up on Park Avenue crashing because the cops were chasing him. You have another person that rear-ended another one, and I got pictures of everything. So I'd like to show and present all that too. I also spoke to the police station and the bureau downstairs, and they send me the information from December to June. We already had one burglary, and we had 16 accidents on Park Ave. And the other thing is, with the people driving down Park Gate, Sergeant Winters, Sergeant Semino, and Lieutenant Turner is involved. They continue to do it every day. Last night, I had to call the cops to my house because somebody missed my car by 2 feet when I was pulling into my driveway, doing 60 miles an hour, which is unacceptable. So hopefully you guys don't approve this because it shouldn't. It's just going to be, the quality of life on Park Avenue has decreased. And I've been there since 1994. I bought 3895 Park Avenue. In 96, I bought 3881 Park Avenue. And it's just decreased big time ever since you put Talmadge Road through. And it's unacceptable. That's all I have to say. What
Thank
would
you,
you like
Reverend.
me to do?
If you'd like to submit them, Mr. Prasad can just review.
Sure.
And then he'll submit to the board secretary. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Prasad, did you have?
Yeah, if I could just quickly respond before I review those photos. Most of the issues that this gentleman was presenting is simply not our applicant. These are tenants that are in the current building. This is if 18-wheelers are going in, we are a religious use. We don't have 18-wheeler trucks. If people are going down Parkgate Drive and going close to this gentleman's house or to his property, it's not us. We're not in the building yet. We don't intend to be the type of neighbor that interferes with everyone's everyday life. It's a religious use. It is considered inherently beneficial because it brings better everything, essentially, to the neighborhood. It's not the complaints that he's having, especially about loud noise and cars and music. The building closes at 8 p.m. And I don't know much parishioners that go to a church blaring music out of their car, but I just would like to say it's not the applicant that is doing that is contributing to this degradation of life on Park Ave.
Can I say one more thing? The other thing is there's 3 tenants in there right now. There's not one.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Anyone else within 200 feet of subject site want to be heard? Please approach.
Okay.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name and provide your address?
My name is Ajit Singh Grewal. I live at 3885 Park Avenue in Edison, of course. On Park Avenue is right opposite to the building which is being considered. In my opinion, I've been there since 1997. I'm a registered pharmacist, came to this country in 1987. Now I'm retired, I'm 75 years age. I served this community for 32 years. I just point out the things which I think will happen if you put religious institution in there. Number one, crowded area from time to time, if not always. Number two, extra people along the road, on the footpaths and everywhere else. Number three, lot more traffic itself, which Scott Way has mentioned, which is causing problem already. Number four, people be coming from outside, not from the community, and contributing to more traffic and crowd. Quality of living will be affected in that area. These days, religious places could be a target. There's been more incidents since 23 to 24, but twice as many incidences in the religious places. These institutions should be away from the crowded places and well-protected areas, and federal government had to come in to protect the religious institutions, so that should be considered if they're allocating a religious place there. There is already a religious place on Park Avenue, which creates a lot, not as often I see now. Every Friday used to be a big traffic jams everywhere. They may have to, Scott has already mentioned, the lighting does bother us a lot, and there's a lot of garbage comes into our property from that property. That place was allocated for employment. At that time, you guys approved as industrial place for 100 people. 100 people, no more than 100 employees ever came there. Special days like wedding, important religious days, birthdays will create extra people. In future, they may expand and change the structure, etc. Zones for 4B is an industrial warehouse facility, not retail or religious. Any of you considering voting for it, would you consider living next to an institution, school, religious place? Then please vote yes. If no, please vote no. Including the parishes, people who will be coming to the temple. Would they like to live near this sort of institution? That I will consider yes, please. Best is to move religious places outside concentrated living accommodations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else within 200 feet of subject site wanting to be heard? Good, yes. Sir.
Yes.
You should swear in.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And state your full name and provide your address, please.
My full name is James Hanlon. I'm residing in 82 Parkgate Drive. I'm also certified superintendent of schools. My superintendency comes from service in New York State. I was a headmaster of 3 schools there. So I'm coming to speak tonight on behalf of the kids. And I've spent much time walking out when they arrive. They arrive with large instruments. They arrive not only to come into Parkgate, but to cross off into Stephenville Parkway. The bus lets them off. They move across from any time from 2:30 to 4:30 or 5 because they come at different times. If they're in the high school and they're in band, then they come late. If they're in grammar school in band, they come around 3:30. They're let out of school often with half days and so forth. This is an accident ready to happen, and I want to put that here. I speak to you to say, this is the danger that has not come. I do not want this on my conscience. A kid could get easily nipped if you increase the traffic in this area. My suggestion would be to block off that exit so that they cannot come onto Parkgate property, because those kids run across there. And as I say, they cross. The bus stays there and runs its red lights so that the kids traffic will be aware that those kids are safe. There's no one going to be able to do that at odd times. So we're looking at an accident from my professional point of view as a headmaster of 3 schools and a superintendent, degree from Columbia University. I warn you ahead, this will be on your conscience because there will definitely be some kind of accident if this is allowed to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next person within 200 feet. Sir, please approach.
Solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name, provide your address.
John Hanson, 14 Francis Road, Edison, New Jersey. Are you guys aware that there's a mosque not even a half a mile away from where they want to open up their faith fellowship? And can anybody answer me how many people were supposed to be at that mosque at a given time? Does anybody know the answer to that? Nobody knows? I mean,
Sir, unless it's a hypothetical, you cannot question the board.
okay. Well, my point being is that I don't know how many people were approved to be there, but there's a lot more people than I'm assuming was approved because traffic's backed all the way up out of Olson Road. Park Avenue's backed up to Oak Tree Road. So when they have something going on there is definitely a lot of traffic in the area. The second thing is, can you tell me your hours of operation?
Sure, give me 1 second, let me get it open. 7 a.m. to 12 p.m., then the building will be closed until 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. And how many people will be permitted in there?
Whatever the standard is for the 2,800 square feet fire code. The standard for the 2,800 square feet fire code, but we are proposing 40 to 50 congregants per day.
40 to 50 per day. And how's that going to be enforced?
That's just the size of the congregation, sir.
So what happens if more people than that show up? Do you turn them away? Do you have to make an appointment to go there?
No.
You don't. So you can't really guarantee that there's only going to be 40 or 50. There could be a lot more than that.
If the board would like me to address that, currently they have about 10 people visiting their existing location. They accommodated 40 to 50 just to make sure that we have higher traffic counts and more, just a better understanding of how this will operate. And with 40 to 50 people, it's probably going to be less than that, but that is what we are anticipating at the highest amount. And I believe that we testified to that at the last hearing.
But you can't guarantee that.
No, I guess I cannot, but we will comply with what we say about 40 to 50 congregants per day.
Thank you very much, sir. Next person, please approach, sir.
So raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And state your full name and provide your address.
My name is Vineet Kumar. I'm a resident of 55 Carriage Place. I reside in the same Parkgate community.
You may proceed, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to ask questions?
So if you ask questions, your questions should be asked of the professionals first prior to commentary.
Right.
Once you start commentary, your timer will begin.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a lot of respect for what they are doing. And many of the residents, the reason they are here is not because of any religious or personal reasons. It's just a matter of safety and traffic. So I would want the congregation to understand that I share the same, there's a lot of commonality. But the question I would like to ask, I think last time I was here, Kulkarni ji mentioned, that they have a particular sect, 40 to 50 people in the congregation. The question here is, if I, being of the same faith, if I go to the temple, am I allowed to be in that temple? Yes. 35% of the population in Edison, they are of the same faith. Okay. Now, within 1 to 2 miles of that, there are a lot of people who are of the same faith, of the Hindu faith. Okay. In Hinduism, there are 3 main gods, but they all could be prayed. I could go to any god. I could go to their god, and I will be served. I will be given the same regards and same blessings. Am I correct? Am I correct? Okay. So the point is, nobody is stopping anybody from going to the temple. It is a pious place. Everybody goes there. We get blessings, right? So the point which I'm making is 40 to 50 people of congregation, that's just a number made up to work out the calculations. There are more than 100 people of the same faith within Parkgate community. If I have a temple next to me, why would I go drive 4 or 5 miles away? Why shouldn't I go to the temple when I know that if I go to the same or a different God, I will get the same blessings? So who is stopping? There is no end. There is no limit to the parking spaces. And like my previous speaker mentioned, that there is no way to regulate or control the number of people coming to a religious place because it's a religious place. The same would happen here, which is a good thing, but not in the incorrect place. All the religious places, if I am practicing my religion, it should not become a problem for the society. If my religion, I'm putting there 50 cars in a day, there are other kids who are crossing the roads. Okay, it increases the probability multifold of accident. But I'm not against any religious or anything. What I want is that the Parkgate inlet, egress and ingress, you guys are welcome to practice whatever you want, but we want to build a wall and exclusively use that for our own traffic, because Parkgate has only single entry and exit point with the residents where there are 298 units of more than 1,000 people. Just imagine using the same same ingress and egress point, and the egress is only 5 cars long. On top of that, this particular religious institute is only utilizing or going to utilize 2,800. How would we enforce, or what would stop the owner of that property to subdivide that existing 50,000 into multiple units and then rent it out? The last point which I want to make is that, yeah, I think I've spoken all my points, but the last thing which I want to add here, the traffic report says that they are allowed to add the egress from the Parkgate, but that egress is only 5 car lengths. So just keep in mind when we are making this decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
Michelle?
Just for a moment, so the packet that was handed up by Mr. Wyde, thankfully our board secretary has made some copies for the applicant's attorney as well as for the board and myself. We are marking the packet as Objector 101. and it consists of 19 pages. And Mr. Prasad, if you wanted to comment on that now or later, that's up to you.
I'll let the public continue their
Okay.
comment section.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, next resident within 200 feet of subject site. He was actually. Okay. But you're next, sir.
Sir, would you raise your right hand?
Good
Do you
evening,
so-
Bruce Seitz.
Hi, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And please state your full name, provide your address.
Bruce Seitz, 88 Parkgate Drive, Edison, New Jersey. I'm going to take a little different of approach here. We've spoken with Scott, Vineet, the neighbors and everything, and there are some valid points here. I'm saying different approach. I'm a marketing executive. I work with mergers, acquisitions, new products, filing with the FDA in Washington. And there's two issues here. I believe there's not clarity, and since there isn't clarity, I want to create some doubt. And as I say in my presentations, here are some issues to be addressed. So I have some points here that I will read it. I have handouts that I could give to the zoning board, but I think if I go through them more quickly rather than having more paper to go through, and it'll be a matter of record, I think that would suffice. Obviously, it's unanimous that all the residents think this is not a good fit for traffic, for noise, for safety issues.
I'm going to stop you there. Whether it's unanimous or not, each person can testify as to their opinion and position. So the board can't consider your comment that it is unanimous that all residents are opposed.
Okay.
Okay?
I stand corrected. So let me raise a couple of the issues here then, and I'll stick to my script. There are no real facts or specifics about attendance or the traffic situation at the 3880 Parkgate Hurryba building. The head of the temple at the last meeting talked about his vision, his hopes, and his dreams, and the occurrences at his home where they currently have 600 members. Okay? Why are 600 members going to travel 30 miles to attend services? Isn't there something closer? Okay? So the situation at his home cannot be projected into a new situation. If I was introducing a new product, I would have sales history to base it on. What they're doing is making a lot of assumptions that these are the hours and this is the number of people. Okay? Point two, I question the traffic study as it does not represent actual conditions during school days and when vacations are not in effect. So that was not accurate. The police sergeant's report as issued also creates some doubt about the traffic and only said that it should be used for one way. Okay? The owners, we try to collaborate. The owners of the property have refused to meet with the Parkgate board or council to discuss working out a meaningful relationship so that perhaps we wouldn't have to go through all of this as the board, and perhaps even tonight, if there is enough doubt, you will postpone this to do more homework and have more information. Okay? Number four, my opinion, why would a religious organization want to move into a warehouse instead of a regular building that had meeting rooms and office space? Who are the other tenants in the 90% of the building? What if there's light manufacturing there for which it's zoned and they have 2 or 3 shifts running? So would I want to have my religious organization next to a whirring or a pounding or a banging or anything? There are dozens of other locations within 2 miles that are much more suitable. Okay? It doesn't make sense. Number 5, and I'm not going to elaborate on what's in the area. Okay? Number 5, if they're renting a very small portion of the building, 2,800 feet, which is less than 10%, what are their expansion plans? That has not been specific. A couple of the residents previously alluded to, what about the growth? Okay? And what would further acceleration do to expand all of the current inherent problems? Will they guarantee they will not expand their membership and space exponentially, create a horrible situation with traffic, safety, noise problems for this well-established, quiet residential neighborhood? Number 6, they made a claim at the August hearing about not being able to make a left turn out of the south entrance. I don't want to discuss traffic studies or anything like that, but if anybody goes down Park Avenue from Talmadge up into where the other temple is, every property there, people are making a left turn out. They wait for the traffic. If they don't want to wait, to make a right turn and go around a block. There's a similar situation on Oak Tree Road, Divine's Pharmacy, try to make a left turn out of Oak Tree Road, but people work and they do it, and it creates potential hazardous situations. So I just think this is a wrong location at the wrong time. There were other options. And again, I'm trying to raise issues that will create doubt, have further considerations, more guarantees, and leaving other more favorable options to keep the sanctity, the safety, and the quality of life in the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Prasad?
The only thing that I would like to address is the expansion. We did touch on that in the last hearing. We said that we don't have any anticipated plans to expand further than we are. This building is providing more space, and we accounted for 40 to 50 people as the expansion. Other than that, that's what we intend to be at. If we outgrow the space, we'll get a new space. But the reason why we chose this is funding. It's a nonprofit organization, it's a religious organization. They don't have unlimited amounts of money. So if we could build a building, I'm sure we would. But at the moment, we're taking what we have, and we have no plans to further exceed what we are asking for from this board.
Thank you very much. Sir?
So raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, and state your full name, provide your address.
Hello, good evening. My name is Prashant Chilla. I stay at 1026 Waterford Drive, Edison. Yeah. And thank you for the opportunity. I just want to bring a couple of points.
Excuse me, sir. I'm just wondering, are you within 200 feet of the subject site?
Sorry?
Are you within 200 feet of the site? If you were within 200 feet, you received a notice of
No,
certified.
I'm
You're
not.
not? Okay. So you're gonna have an opportunity to speak, but right now we're just with residents within 200 feet.
Noted.
So just hold your thought, and you'll come up in a few minutes.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else within 200 feet of the subject site wanting to be heard? As a reminder, if you're within 200 feet, you received a notice via certified mail. Last call. Okay. All right. So we're going to go outside 200 feet. Sir, you may come back up. But make sure you got your exercise going back and forth. Thank you so much.
So, yeah. So my name is Prashant Chilla, as I told, and I do stay in Waterford Drive. So I have been regular visiting this temple in Lyndhurst. So the problem here is we need to travel 1.5 hours one way and again come back. So we just stay there for 15 to 13 minutes and just the quiet environment. And about the events, right? So the management, whatever the events they manage, they strictly do manage by registration, so pre-registration. So if there is any event, then we have to register ourselves. And once that cap is done, then they stop the registration. That is my experience. So I will to nearby my place, if this temple, actually this temple is of Lord Vittal, so which is I did not see any temple in New Jersey for that God. So this is the very first temple, and I was very happy that if it is coming near to my place. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, it is CHILLAL, L for London. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Anyone else from outside 200 feet? Well, nobody said there's a sentimental line, so. All right, well, I didn't know that.
Okay, I am guessing you are not 18 years of age, but we will certainly hear you, but I don't think I'm going to swear you in. Do you know what is the truth and what is a lie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's sufficient. Do you have any objection, Mr. Prasad?
No.
Okay. Would you state your full name and provide your address, then say what you need to?
Hello, my name is Shrija Kale, and I live at 33 Hawthorne Drive, Edison. One of the deities that I worship is Vittal. There is a deity of Vittal in Pandharpur, a small village located in West India. I go there often with my family and grandparents. I also went there in my recent India trip during my summer break. It was a quiet place for me to pray. When I heard that Vittal Mandir was coming to New Jersey, I was so happy. But it is still hard for us to go to Lindis, NJ, which is why I want Vittal Mandir to come to Edison so I can go to pray with my family more often. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You did a great job. We appreciate it. Okay, next person.
Would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And state your full name for the record and provide your address.
My name is Mridula Joshi. My address is 12 Fox Hill Road, Edison, New Jersey. And I hope everyone's having a good evening. I'm here to support the Vittal Mandir that's moving to Edison. And I'd just like to say how much of an impact that it's had on me. I'm a freshman in college currently, and I'm out of the house most of the time. So when I come back home, I enjoy spending time with my family, going to the temple. It's usually like a 15-20 minute visit, but it gives us a lot of peace, happiness. And I think we were all very overjoyed that it's coming so close to our homes. And I think that bringing it so close to our homes is going to create more of a larger community that will enjoy this worship. And I think that the temple is very quiet, very respectful. Our beliefs are such that we don't believe in the loud music, like unnecessary noise or lighting. And I think that the atmosphere overall is calm and spiritual. And it's going to be open to everyone, which means it's going to be teaching us great values like peace, kindness, equality in general. And I think that it's going to be a great addition to Edison, and it will reflect the beliefs that Edison already holds. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next person with outside 200 feet.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And state your full name, provide your address.
My name is Tarendra Lakankar. Address.
Hold on a moment. I think we need a spelling.
Okay. So my name is Tarendra Lakankar. It's Tarendra. Last name is Lakankar, Lakhankar. 192 Evergreen Road, apartment 12A, Edison, New Jersey, 08837. Good? Okay. So I mentioned my name. I'm a senior scientist, an adjunct professor. I teach space science. I do research in space science. At City University of New York, we have NASA Center there and NOAA Center. I believe in science, but same time, science alone cannot bring us a development path. I believe this, I choose to this township to stay, make my resident last 15 years before, because I believe this is the most diverse and inclusive city in this whole New Jersey, where you find diversity among different countries of people coming here, and India, of course, and other Asian countries. I'm here today to request humbly to all board members to support and approve this Hindu Mandir of Lord Vittala in Edison. And everybody, I know many of you must be following the religion, and then what we do in Hindu Mandir, we sit down there on the floor and close our eyes and pray. Pray for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending upon the time. And what we're looking for, the inner peace. In this world of last 2.5 years, there are fighting in Ukraine, Gaza, everything fighting going on. What are you looking for? Small peace.
I agree that we are compromising some small traffic issues here and there. A lot of people mention, but what is looking for a peace? And in future, there is a lot of need of those peace because out of distraction, the small girl talk about this peace, right? A lot of distraction, social media, everything is there. What are you looking for a small piece? Let them take the kids to that place and believe in a small piece. So that's the whole goal of this. So this the temple envisions more than just a place of worship. It is a center of peace with families will connect together and through the spiritual heritage, what we bring from our country. I'm Indian originally, through the traditions, okay? And I believe that this proposed location of mandir will be respectful for local regulations. Of course, when we go, there are other temples, we go to Bridgewater, other places, and we make sure to clean that area. We also volunteer to clean area. If you see the garbage lying on the stone, we will be there to pick up those garbage. We do volunteer. We do all cleaning volunteers, different churches. We go to churches. We'll go to temples also. And making sure that whole premises will be clean and follow the regulations. With that words, I thank you, everyone, and looking forward to your positive on this issue.
Thank you very much. Next person within 200 feet. I'm sorry, outside 200 feet.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name for the record, your address as well.
Robert A. Yanazzo, Y-A, 2 N's, A, 2 Z's as in zebra, O. I should be considered part of the 200. I'm a Parkgate resident. I feel that we all should have been notified.
Sir? Your address, please.
27 Carriage Place. And I am a retired public architect, having worked originally for Middlesex County Engineer's Office, and then retiring from Hudson County as the chief architect. I'm here over concerns of safety. This is a change in use. And while I understand what the board said earlier about this being a owner-owner agreement, I slightly disagree because you as a zoning board are here to discuss a change in use, not a zoning owner agreement. This is a change in use. The agreement we had was because it was a restricted industrial. We restricted that agreement. I am very familiar with easements, with covenants of this type, having advised county council on such matters for property that the county was going to have to purchase. And this is one of those agreements. We limited it to certain restrictions. The executive office, those staff members, we were concerned about the traffic when this was instituted. This was acceptable at the time due to the use. Now that you're considering as a board a use, a different use, that becomes almost null and void to the fact this becomes a basic house of worship. As one of your speakers just eloquently said, this is open to everybody, that the larger community, they welcome this as a larger community. That means that the traffic study is null and void, that this will eventually become the traffic nightmare that we are seeing now with the approval that you made with the mosque up the street. Now that I'm retired, walk around the property. And I walked down Nevsky one Friday. It was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The traffic study did not cite what day it was done. It did cite times. And while I agree with the 4:45 as being a rush hour type, the mosque puts out traffic at around 3 o'clock. And that traffic, there were 131 cars parked on Nevsky that all have to come down to the Park Avenue, Stephenville, to make the left or try to make lefts to go down Park Avenue. They were on both sides of Nevsky. That prevents traffic, emergency vehicles from getting down into that community. This obviously was approved by the board. And as one of the other eloquent speakers spoke about, that I'm sure no one understood at that time when the board looked at it, the amount of traffic that it would generate. And I'm sure there was a traffic study done. I'm sure there was equivalent hypotheses done. However, it has changed and it has affected the community. Now you're talking about possibly putting another facility that will tie up Stephenville even more. The Edison police have to patrol when the mosque is in session. Are we going to have Edison patrol again more days of the week? This is a danger to pedestrians. It was also cited that the facility is not totally in use. As I walked out of the gate, there's a curve that goes in front of our gatehouse and allows traffic to get into that property, which we want to have closed off. We want that agreement changed. And you, as a board, can consider the safety issues of that agreement. And we need to consider the fact that I personally almost got hit as a pedestrian. A car came around going really quick around that curve in front of our gatehouse and entered the property. And that's when it's not occupied. The other thing that I had an opportunity to review the drawings, I do not see the safety concerns that need to be there. The IBC, based on the hall of 108.4 and of 108.4 square feet, as well as the, there's 2 offices listed. There's a pantry listed. Now, the speaker said that there is no food. Well, if there's no food to be provided, then why is there a pantry? There's a stage area. Based on all of that, you're up to about 160 potential people by the IBC, the International Building Code. And around the deity areas, it's you can't tell what is going around the deity areas. It is very possible, based on people standing, that another 58 people could be standing there. That means there could be a potential for over 200 people in that small space. It's upstairs. There didn't seem to be any consideration done for separating the space.
Sir, your time is up, so if you could just wrap up.
I can wrap up. What I wanted to say is that the second story is an accessory use that they already said was offices. You're now asking to put another accessory use in, which again is a change in use and generally is not allowed.
Thank you. Michelle?
So the board has no jurisdiction over this private roadway. The private roadway, I understand, is maintained snow-plowed, and it is an agreement between the 2 parties. So the board has 0 jurisdiction to.
Mr. Prasad?
I agree with Ms. Shaw.
Okay, all right. Next person outside of 200 feet wanting to be heard, please approach. Please come up, sir. You're outside of 200 feet, so it's open mic.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And state your full name, provide your address. Just go slow.
Manik Bapat, Manik Bapat. I live in 52 Netherwood Circle, Edison. Netherwood Circle. I go to this temple, I drive for 1.5 hours and then go to Lyndhurst, park somewhere where there is parking, and then walk for 20 minutes to the temple. I do that once in a month, and it is very good to have some temple near my house. And I see that many people talk about traffic. There is no traffic in New Jersey. If one person can find me a traffic-less road in New Jersey, I will give them $1,000. So what I'm saying here is traffic can be a problem. It can be anywhere. I mean, if you go to these schools in J.P. Stevens across all these schools in the morning, 7:30, you'll be stuck at traffic. Are you going to close the schools? No. So you have to function life. So you need prayer places, you need schools, you need everything. So we have to have these things. And it's a good place where we are seeking peace, as one of my friends said. So I fully support this temple, and I pray that this resolution gets passed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next person want to be heard? Sir.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name, provide your address.
I am Sabapati Sadasivam, and I live in 57.
Okay, I think you're going to have to spell that.
Sorry, ma'am. Sabapati, Sabapathy, Sadasivam. And I live in 57 Gatehouse Lane, which is in the Parkgate Condominium Association.
You may proceed, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And I was so excited by a couple of my friends said that there was no Vittal temple nearby, and they are excited to visit the temple. I am a strong believer of faith, and I follow the Hinduism religion, and I used to visit Hindu temples. In an auspicious day, if I visit the temple, I'll be seeing not more than 50 to 100 people gathered to the temple to pray and worship. If the same amount of crowd is expected in a Park Avenue, okay, you can imagine how much of traffic congestion it is going to be creating. In today's world, okay, on morning and in the evening, you can see how much of cars which has been lined up in the traffic lights. And if the same has been allowed for a worship place in that area, it will be much more chaotic, and it will be very challenging for the school buses and for every commuter also. So I kindly request the board to consider this option so that the Parkgate, I do agree that the traffic, we cannot live without traffic, but we can try to prevent a little bit from our efforts. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. Next resident want to be heard?
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, I do.
And state your full name for the record, provide your address.
Sure. My name is Mahesh Wani, and I live at 95 Harding.
If you could just spell your last name just for the court reporter, sir.
W-A-N-I.
Thank you very much.
All right. So the suggested place is actually a walking distance from my home. And I've been walking, I walk around in the evening. So I see a lot of people having concerns about traffic, and I agree, traffic in general has increased. But as we said before, the temple itself has, even if it has 600 members as advertised on the website, we are a very small community that actually believes in that particular deity. We are a small community that actually wants this to come to Edison so that we can go there, maybe walking distance or even drive to some extent, rather than having to drive 1.5 hours to Lyndhurst where the place is right now. We really want this to be here because we see that, it's going to bring a lot of value to Edison. It basically is going to promote a lot of peace, harmony, and equality. That's what actually the deity preaches. And if we feel that traffic is a concern, and I guess the experts have suggested in the past that there are ways to mitigate that, I would think having a small number of people that actually go every day, and that should not worsen the condition of traffic, in my opinion. So to keep it simple, I think it becomes convenient for that small congregation to actually come visit this every day, spend some time in peace, meditate, pray, and then go back to their everyday lives. So that's my simple and small, humble request that you all approve this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next person want to be heard? Anyone? Okay, sorry, sir.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And state your full name, provide your address.
Dr. Nitin Chitre, spelled as Nitin, last name Chitre, Chitre. I live at 69 Riviere Boulevard, Edison, New Jersey. I'm here to talk about the temple, to be here so we can benefit from worshiping in the area. Let me tell you about the background about this so-called worship place. It's not a temple, it's like a worship place, if I would put it that way. It is right now in a garage of a friend of mine in Lyndhurst, and has been active for last 2 years. No loudspeakers, no lights, no complaints from any of the community around. You can imagine how peacefully they have worked. Now, we want them to have a bigger place, and we thought that Edison would be the right place. As I would put it, this deity is one of a few thousands of Hindu deities, and the followers are quite limited. As initially when I came here and was exposed to the temples and the churches and the mosques, I had a feeling church is a church is a church is a church. Temple is a temple is a temple is a temple. It is not like that, right? You understand? So it is a certain group of people who go to a certain temple or a certain church or a certain I don't want to talk about other religions to offend anybody. So the followers are quite limited, as it has been continuing to operate for the last 2 years in the place which is a garage, and we just want a bigger place. And we thought a place where there is enough parking, what to expect better than a place which is a place like a go down, which is an industrial place. Now, for the community to be around, would they want a industrial facility to be there with trucks moving around with tons of garbage, tons of things to be moved around and causing more traffic problems, or worshippers coming there, who will be coming there for a limited amount of time? And it is not like where this community prays, it is not like they worship at a certain day, at a certain time. They worship at any time and will be respecting the norms of the attendees who are going to be there. And they will be following all the rules and regulations. The traffic problems, well, somebody wants to take a left turn in a wrong place, well, people are going to be there like that, and we cannot control that. We just go by the limiting the amount of traffic as much as we can. And you can imagine that people going to a worship place, they don't have to go at a certain, if they don't have to go at a certain time or a certain day, they will be going leisurely because they're going to a place of peace, trying to gain peace and be spending some time with their, trying to pray without any hassle or rushing. At the same time, when they're coming out, they'll be coming peacefully out. So that traffic urgency is never going to be there. Well, the left turns in the wrong spot is going to be universal. It's going to be everywhere. The management has agreed that they're not going to have any bigger gatherings at that place. In the past, whenever they had any bigger gatherings, they chose to do those gatherings in places like bigger parks. Even they had sometime certain gatherings in the town of Edison. So all of those things are taken care of and very diligently attended to. The other thing I would like to talk to the people who are more concerned about a religious place being there, and this place can tomorrow be rented out to another go down, and they will have rather more problems to deal with than a place of worship where people come quietly, peacefully, and do their worship and see the meet each other for a short time and pray and are on their way. So this is my humble opinion that this is not likely to cause any bigger problems for the community, and I request the council to consider this in that light. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much. Anyone else want to be heard? Sir.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I solemnly swear that I'm going to say nothing but the truth.
And state your full name and provide your address.
My name is Raj Nagarajan.
Can you pull the microphone a little bit closer?
Yeah. My name is Raj Nagarajan. I live in 33 Heritage Drive. I have been living in Edison for the last 24 years. Most of the town knows me because I'm pretty connected to the community because I'm a community activist, right? Wherever people need help, I go help. So that's besides the point. I was not going to come here. I came here because I was watching these proceedings on YouTube, right? That's one of the good things that is happening in Edison for the last several years after we lobbied, right? So there's been a lot of misinformation, right? That's been passing around that people have spoke about, right, in the past. So it was very important for me to come here, right, to make sure that I am able to clarify as well as put the truth in front of all of you, right? First of all, I heard people talking about, kids being affected, right? Anywhere you go to a Hindu temple, it's unlike a mosque, okay? So we don't have 1 o'clock prayers, the 2 o'clock prayers. It doesn't happen, okay? So whenever a gathering happens, it either happens in the evening or happens earlier in the morning, okay? So that is the time when there is no school bus, there's no school, anything involved, okay, number one. Number two, I have visited their temple, okay? I mean, I'm not part of their congregation. I don't belong to their congregation. I have nothing to do with them, okay? I'm only here because I looked at YouTube, right? I'm here as a resident of Edison, as a, somebody who cares about Edison, okay? So all the issues that were brought up, right, regarding traffic, it's because of several other reasons, because you have other commercial buildings there, and unfortunately, Edison part of Park Avenue is the route to go to South Plainfield and Plainfields, right? And I drive there a couple of times a day, okay? I'm like, if I get bored, I just drive around, right? So all the accidents, everything is fine. Last 40 years, Edison has changed. It has nothing to do with what they want, right? All they want is a small place to worship. And having gone to their place, which is in a garage in Lyndhurst, right? One thing that I found fascinating was they were following the traffic rules, okay? I went on a day called Ashada Ekadasi, right? A lot of Indians would know about it, right? That's when thousands of people gather for Krishna, right? On that day, there were, I think, around 200 people, but there was no parking. We were not allowed to park in no parking, and even when we entered and exited, they were ensuring that there's an order, there is a queue, there is everything, right? I went there twice. I did not see any haphazard anything there, okay? Finally, what I would want to say before I walk away is I think you should consider, right, what is right and wrong, because it has to be fair. Around 15 years ago, I'm sure the council and Chair Komba would know, right? Right on Main Street, right, part of Edison on the other side of Metuchen, there was a temple, right, that they were trying very hard for 5 years, okay? Zoning board rejected their proposal. They appealed. Appeals were rejected. Right after that, right, a builder went in there. They built 4-story building, office building, right, with very less parking. But the reason given by the zoning board then to that temple, right, was that, oh, your parking was not enough. Okay? So when you are making a decision today, I humbly request you to think about Edison, think about fairness, right, and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else want to be heard?
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And state your full name, provide your address.
My name is Arvind Thatte, Arvind Thatte. I live at 4 Sunshine Lane, Edison, New Jersey. I am a representative of EDO District 71. On behalf of the residents, I have come here to plead this case.
Well, sir, you can't plead the case on behalf of residents. You, as a resident, you can certainly provide your opinion, but
Yes.
you can't plead it on behalf of anyone else.
Okay.
You can put your hand down, sir. You can put your hand down.
Yeah.
You're good. Okay, you can be comfortable.
Yeah. Now, the temple that is coming here is the deity and the devotees have a legacy of 300 to 400 years. The devotees have been very peaceful and very respectful of all the people around. Here, the devotees who are coming will also be very peaceful. They are all educated and they respect the property and the neighborhood. So you should consider this. This place was initially assigned for probably cannabis, and if some such thing comes like a vaping shop or other thing, it would have been a disaster for us, whereas the temple or the place of worship is a better solution. And I request the board members to give their consent and give us a place to worship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else want to be heard?
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you?
I do.
Can you please state your full name, provide your address?
Yeah, my name is Sachin Kale, 33 Hawthorne Drive, Edison.
How do you spell your last name?
Kale. And the little girl which came, right, she is my daughter. And I'm very happy from last 2 years, whatever we are visiting this temple once in a month, right? That brought up such thing that she herself wanted to come and talk about this. So that is one of the positive impact, right? What we see in our kids, in our next generation. In this chaotic world, right? That's the one place where we go for maybe 15, 30 minutes. We pray, right? Like kind of a meditation for us. And this is a very small community within like Maharashtra state of India itself, right? It's not like we don't go other temples, we do, but this is the temple, right? Which is sometimes close to our heart. That's why we visit once in a month, but currently like it's take an hour or 1.5 hours. But if it comes to Edison, it is like a 10 to 15 minutes for us. And this will definitely like bring the positive impact to my family, society, and that I already see. So just want to say that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else wanting to be heard? Sir.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
State your full name, provide your address.
Yeah, my name is Sanjay Wankhede. That's Wankhede.
If you just provide your address too, sir.
Yeah, it's 121 Monroe Avenue. I've been living in Edison for last 15 years or so. And to know the temple is coming to our place is very exciting news for me. Personally, because I belong to the place from the state of Maharashtra, from India. There is hardly a house in our place that don't know this deity, right? And this is our cultural tradition for 400 years or so. So, and then the deity itself, embodies the peace, tranquility, and equality among the people. And it's for this small community of ours, we need this, this temple to nearby our house. Right now, it's been hour and a half and 2 hours going through that whole traffic and coming back. That's once in so while. Just we go like month or 2 months. So that becomes even a challenge when you have to go to some auspicious days like the Ashadi Ekadashi. That's one of a kind. If you hear, there is a big procession happens in India. There's thousands and thousands people walk from longer distance to the deity's place. So that place is also becomes, on those days we just want to visit a place. So if we get something like here, that will be really, really blessings. And we want to spread the teachings and the blessings in our township area. So I believe you guys will understand our feeling and approve us. Thank you. Sorry? 121 Monroe Avenue. 121 MONROE, Monroe.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it. Anyone else wanting to be heard? Last call. Anyone want to be heard? Sir.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name, provide your address, please.
Philip, Philip, last name Alampi, Alampi, 707 Holly Lane, Cedar Grove. Property manager.
Sir, if you could just pull the microphone up just a little bit. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Property manager for Parkgate Condominium Association, probably for a little over 30 years. I read the letter that came from the police department, and I was happy to see that he suggested left turn only. I've been there 30 years. I was there when Mr. Walentz was almost killed at that corner before the traffic light was there. I was the property manager at the site, and the Hariba was a different type of neighbor. They had a very low amount of cars that came into the community, a couple secretaries, a couple executives. It was mostly truck traffic every day that came in through the other entrance. In the last 30 years, I've seen school buses all of a sudden come to Parkgate. 25 years ago, there weren't school buses at Parkgate. There were no children at Parkgate. Now the property is full of children, and I think that's a big consideration here. And I think that the recommendation of the police department to make left turns only isn't enough. It really should be a chain there, a push through for the fire department in case of an emergency to get in. There should be no access on to Parkgate Drive because I'm sure you're aware Parkgate Drive is a non-conforming road. 5 cars can fit at that traffic light, which is new. It's a brand new traffic light. We have a gate that comes down. We have cars that have to pass through that gate. By adding more cars into that line of only 4 or 5, the gate's going to come down on top of people's vehicles. People are going to run into the backs of other vehicles. And there's only one exit for well over 700 cars at this community. We don't use the Talmadge Road exit. We're not allowed to. The fire department has that closed.
Thank you very much, sir. Anyone else? Sir?
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And state your full name for the record, provide your address.
Sure. My name is Dr. Kaushik Dave. My spelling of my first name is Kaushik. Dave is just D-A-V-E. I happen to own some properties in Parkgate, but I live at 4 Winter Street in Edison. I've lived in Edison for 25 years. My 2 kids went through all the schooling here, born and raised. I just wanted, I don't envy you gentleman's job here and the lady to deal with this, but I feel that...
She's getting paid, we're not.
Well, then I feel
she's letting the record reflect, you know?
That too at 9 o'clock at night. I won't work that late.
You can sign a note, tell my wife that I'm here. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry to take your
she
time.
may not trust me. I don't want to get into trouble because of you. But anyway, on a serious note, you guys are not naive, yeah? But I just wanted to highlight 3 things which I hope you consider. One, if you think about it for a moment, I just stood at the back, yeah? I've not followed this on any YouTube. I don't have time to do it. But nevertheless, on one hand, they're saying it's an overflow of 50 people, but they're in a garage with 600 people. I'm having problems processing that in my brain. So I'm sorry to say that's difficult to understand and believe, okay, as a fact. Second thing is safety. Since I own properties there, I've never lived in Parkgate, I do go there quite often. I suggest strongly, take some time on a school day at 8 o'clock, go there, see the mess you see. I try to avoid that place like a plague on those days. Finally, you guys might have been involved in making the decision about the mosque around the corner. I suggest you go there on Friday at 1 p.m. and see for yourself what you were sold versus what you ended up with. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Anyone else want to be heard? Sir, did you speak? No, you only get one. You only get one bite of the apple, sir. I'm sorry. Anyone else, sir?
Hello, my name is Manish Ahire, M-A-N-I.
Sir, hold on. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, and state your full name, provide your address.
Yeah, my name is Manish, M-A-N-I-S-H, and last name is Ahire, A-H-I-R-E. And my address is 68 Wintergreen Avenue East, Edison, New Jersey, 08820. So as one of my friends said, right, that Park Avenue is a connectivity. It's like a portal to the whole world. You go to Piscataway, you go to Kilmer, you go to South Plainfield, you go to Coles. So there is always a traffic. So I don't think 5, 6 devotees which will come at a varied hours, either in the morning or in the evening, will impact any traffic. And if Parkgate Drive today has issue to come out of for 700 people cars, 5, 6 cars is not going to add to the problem. It's already an existing problem. Then they should either close the gate and open up a different, that's my concern. So my opinion is, a lot of people are objected to this worship place, right? So Lord Vittal. So how? So this is only worshipped by a small community called Maharashtrians, and the perception of other Hindu people who say a lot of people, that is based on their experience, based on the region which they belong, and based on the deities they do. So, but that's not the case with our current temple in Lyndhurst, which is 2 hours far away. So I think, in my opinion, we should be given an opportunity for a small place to worship here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else want to be heard? Sir.
Solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name, provide your address.
I'm Rajneesh Chan. The spelling is R-A-J-E-N-I-S-H-J-A-I-N is my last name. Okay,
Your
so
address?
114 Parkgate Drive, Edison.
You may proceed, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm not here to add a lot. All I would say is, right now, it's overcapacity, as we all know. And every drop would add to this. So which means it's going to be a lot more problem than we already are facing in the Parkgate overall. And in a community of thousands of people with hundreds of kids going to school every day in and out, having a worship place right outside the community is a very bad idea, in my opinion. It is going to impact everyone, to the safety of the kids, to the mental health of the kids, to overall, their life, everyday life. So I would be really, and the motive of worship is peace, right? It's not peaceful to residents who are staying there. It's not serving the objective. So I would say it's defeating the purpose of, for your own peace, you are destroying the peace of others. So I would stay against that. I mean, just the idea itself is bad, in my opinion. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Sir.
Solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And state your full name for the record.
My name is Sarvesh Nikumba.
SARVESHNIKUMBH. I live at 131 Linda Lane, Edison, 0882. 131 Linda Lane, LINDA Lane, Edison. So I'm going to this temple from last 2 years, and as mentioned by my other friends, currently it takes like almost 1 to 1.5 hour um, each way to get to that place. I'm currently working in software industry, and sometime like it just takes a kind of a peace to settle down the things and get some positive impact by visiting the deity. And after I heard the news, like the temple is coming to Edison, which is close to my place, I feel like this will bring more positiveness to me and my family. And I kindly request all the members to approve this temple. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone else, sir?
Hi, good
Solemnly
evening,
swear
all.
or- Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, I do.
And could you state your full name for the record, provide your address?
My name is Dipankar Patil. DEEPANKAR. Surname is Patil, PATIL. My address is 805 Cinder Road, Edison, NJ. It's 805 Cinder Road, Edison, NJ 08820. Um, I'm uh, I'm visiting Lyndhurst Temple for last 2 years, mostly on the weekends, and the congregation is never more than 20 to 30 people. So I never say it's like a huge crowd in that area at all. Um, and again, the event lasts not more than like say 30 to 40 minutes. I never in that space for longer than that. And there is one gentleman talking about like 600 people. So that's a WhatsApp group. There is no event happen on these locations where number of peoples are always less than 20 to 30. I never encountered more than that. And the deity which we are talking about, it is from state of Maharashtra, very specific to the Marathi people. And possibly I even in all those congregations, I never really find anyone else from our country, like anyone else with a different language. It's always like a specific Marathi people group, and the families which we always meet in there. Now traveling to the Lyndhurst is like almost like 1.5 hours of distance each way. If we get this temple nearby, that will certainly help us. I guess that's much I'll say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Last call, sir.
Solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name, provide your address?
Edward Abaid, 65 Gatehouse Lane.
Sorry, what's your last name? I didn't get
Abaid, A-B-A-I-D.
You may proceed, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So just 2 points, 2 problems with what's been discussed so far. One is that this is just a snapshot in time that we're looking at in terms of number of people and number of cars. I don't see any guarantees that that wouldn't be able to grow, double, triple, whatever, 10 times as much. I don't see what would prevent the landlord from renting further space to this particular congregation or others multiple times, which leads to my second point. The second problem is that potential approval of this would set a precedent, perhaps an undesirable precedent, that you may be, a similar group might be here again in 1-2 years with a different deity or a different group, and that would just have increased the numbers that we're talking about today. So just consider that approval of it would then hamper the ability to judge future, I think, future such proceedings for a different application in the same property. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else want to be heard? Sir.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And state your full name, provide your address.
James Mirbach at 10 Carriage Place, Mirbach. First and foremost, the last few speakers talked about blessings, prayers, so forth, which I think is a great thing. I find that having a place to do that is also important in a person's life. However, in the last hour and a half that I've been sitting here, there are almost 20 people who want to have this location for them to be able to pray or get blessings. That tells me or suggests to me that the half dozen people that would show up tells me that there's going to be more than a half a dozen people showing up. I live in Park Gate. The traffic trying to get to work, you have to leave about an hour just to get out through the traffic light. Coming back in is almost another 45 minutes that used to take me somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes. Now it's 45 minutes. By adding even half a dozen more cars, just adds more insult to the driving experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else want to be heard? Last call. Anyone want to be heard? Can I get a motion to close the public portion?
Motion to close the public portion?
Second.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Schneider, second by Mr. Chhabra. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Public portion is now closed. Before you do your summation, we need a 5-minute break.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Really? Okay. The board will return to session. Mr. Prasada.
As you know, we have no further witnesses for tonight. If I can just make a small summary
Please
of
do.
the testimony. As we said multiple times and throughout several hearings, this is a small religious organization. We do not anticipate to have more than 40 to 50 people per day for the entire day. We understand that Park Avenue has some traffic issues. However, 6 cars in the peak hour, I do not believe will contribute significantly to any of those traffic issues. This is an inherently beneficial use, which means that the detriments have to substantially outweigh the benefits. And to provide a place for the community, to provide a place for worship, for peace, for prayer, somewhere where Edison residents do not have to drive 2 hours out of their way to spend 15 minutes to 20 minutes and then to drive another 2 hours on the way home, seems like a very substantial benefit for not just this religious community, excuse me, but the township as a whole. As we mentioned, there are several other permitted uses that could go into this building. Each one of those permitted uses would generate more traffic than what this small 2,800 square foot religious organization will be generating. I will reiterate that we will agree with the sergeant's letter, only using the Parkgate Drive as an egress only. Unfortunately, we cannot put a gate there. That is not within our control, but we will comply with using it as an egress only for safety purposes. That seems to be the concern of most residences, and we obviously do not want to contribute to any safety concerns. That's all I would have to say. I hope that this board looks favorably on this application. We understand the concerns of the residences, and we do not seek to exacerbate those concerns. We are a religious organization, not a chemical lab. Thank you. Thank you for hearing our testimony. Thank you for being patient through all the public testimony as well. And I hope you have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll go to the board.
Mr. Chairman?
Vice Chairman.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve this application with some conditions. It's an inherent beneficial use. The application will comply to the engineering reports and also the planner's reports. The peak cars per hour will be 6 cars per peak hour as testimony. The entrance to Parkgate will be permanently closed off for egress and entrance. And that's it.
I will add that the hours of operation will be Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till noon, and 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday will be 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And also, Mr. Chairman, no food served.
Correct. There'll be no food served on site. The applicant will agree that there will be no parking on any other sites. All traffic will utilize the south driveway. There will be no access to Parkgate Drive. There will be no large events or holidays celebrated on the site. That's anything beyond the normal course of business that was proposed at the site. Not all that will be, the congregation will seek an external site for that. So motion made. Is there a second?
Also, I want to add that the testimony was there's no loading docks. So that will be included in the motion.
Second. Motion made by Vice Chairman O'Gorman, seconded by Mr. Patel. All in, roll call, please.
Mr. Trabra?
No to the motion.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Cerrito?
No on the motion.
Mr. Johnny?
Yes to the motion.
Mr. Patel?
Yes on the motion.
Vice Chair O'Gorman?
Yes on the motion.
And Chairman Kumba?
Yes on the motion. This case is approved.
Thank you, Board Chair. Thank you, members of
very
the board.
much.
Have a great night.
Thank you. All right, the board is still in session. Madam Secretary, is any other business come before?
If any
I'm
of
sorry,
the
sir, you're out of
Parkgate
order.
gates
Sir,
gets-
you are out of order. Sir, you are out
Yeah,
of
if
order.
any of the Parkgate
Sir, you're
gates,
out of order. Officer?
Yeah, you can call him.
Madam Secretary, is there any other business come before the board this evening?
That'll be all this evening.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Patel, seconded by Mr. Schneider. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Board stands adjourned.
I'll be fine.